Infiniti hit rock bottom in 2022. Is there hope around the corner for the Japanese luxury brand? Today we're going to get down into it. I was inspired to make this video today due to this article at Automotive News talking about their upcoming lineup, what they need, as well as going over their sales because they have been dismal. If you want to see Infiniti make the comeback, smash the like button. I currently have the Q50 in my driveway. It's an excellent luxury entry-level-ish sedan. The engine, the V30 twin turbo, is fantastic. The 7-speed auto is still pretty good. It's just a little bit dated. If you want to see my full impressions, check out my review, and I will be doing a nighttime review on it very, very soon. First things first, going over the sales. Can they bounce back? Q4 sales did show an improvement for Infiniti compared to 2021. Still only selling 13,000 vehicles in the fourth quarter alone. And if you look at the whole year, though, they were still down 20%. Now, is this Infiniti's fault? Partially, but it's also mainly Nissan's fault. They're not the most profitable company out there. And so putting money into investment for their niche market for Infiniti has been difficult for them as of late. The Q50 sedan in my driveway was down 65%, but it was even worse in the fourth quarter. Q60 is supposed to be canceled soon. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. QX50, their bread and butter, the main seller, is down 42% on the year, but they saw a bounce back in the fourth quarter, bounce back in the QX55. A massive bounce back with the QX60. It's finally in the market. I'm seeing them on the streets. They're beautiful vehicles. Make sure to check out my review on the QX60. QX80 will be getting a redesign by 2024. We'll talk about that later as well. But let's look at the bigger body of work here dating back to 2005. They're selling 138,000 per year. In the financial crisis in 2009, they dipped to 81,000. But Carlos Ghosn take over, and man, the brand soared super high. 2017, boom, they sold 153,000 units, their all-time high. Carlos Ghosn got sacked in 2018, and they just fell off of a cliff. And in 2022, they've bottomed out. That is meaning their market share change has not moved any lower, as you see. Just this the gray line here is this massive drop in market share. 3%, 24%, 27%, minus 38% market share, and then it leveled off at 0% change for 2022 as they only sold 46,000 units. So circling back to this article, Infiniti dealer chairman proposing 2 new models. Now, proposing. That could mean that they're not even in development with any sort of like roadmap or timeline of these vehicles coming to help out the brand. Steve Lappin, Infiniti National Dealer Advisory Board chairman, would like a pair of new models to bookend the luxury brand's portfolio, meaning one as a halo product and one as an entry-level product. Has Infiniti ever had a halo product? I don't think so. And unfortunately, they never branded the Nissan GT-R as an Infiniti, which I thought they should have done in the first place. Acura and Honda were smart enough to brand the NSX as an Acura here in the United States. Nissan didn't do that for the GT-R, unfortunately. And this is what Lappin says. If you're going to become an aspirational brand, we need a 6-figure GT-R type car. And pulling up this model from Best Car Web, this should be the Infiniti, this 4-door coupe-like super high performance GT-R, and maybe leave the 2-door pure track focused GT-R for the Nissan brand. But having something like this with an Infiniti badge on it would be amazing for the brand. Back in 2018, many of you might remember the Project Black S concept featuring a dual hybrid electrified powertrain, boosting the 400 horsepower twin-turbo V6 to an estimated 563 horsepower, with the top speed at 153 miles per hour, and the Black S, of course, could go 0 to 60 well under 4 seconds. It also had a new way of recouping lost energy during braking. The Black S also harvested heat energy from exhaust gases in the engine's twin turbos, allowing it to generate electrical power under both braking and acceleration. But in 2021, Infiniti confirmed that it had shelved plans for the Black S, although they said they left the door open for a revisit. And the concept continues to inspire us, says spokesperson Kyle Bazemore. And whenever you have a Halo product, you're hoping that technology, that performance, and design trickles down into the lesser models in the lineup. Lappin says we need a gateway model in the $35,000 to $40,000 comparable to the Lexus NX. I think he meant the Lexus UX because the NX starts around $40,000 and competes directly with the QX50 and QX55. Even though those models are typically more expensive than the Lexus NX and they're not quite as good. I mean, they have a CVT for crying out loud. Infiniti had this entry-level crossover and it was canceled. This was the QX30. It was the Infiniti version of the Mercedes-Benz GLA, and it had a 2.0 turbo in it. And I think it was a pretty decent vehicle. I thought it looked pretty cool as well, but they canceled it because they parted ways with Mercedes-Benz. And instead of getting some hints of an entry-level vehicle, which they totally need, we get a trademark for the QX65, so a coupe-like version of their best-selling 3-row crossover. I don't know if anyone's asking for this vehicle necessarily, but it would make sense with the QX55 on the market, just kind of a bigger one. I made this timeline when I made where does Infiniti go from here, or what's next for Infiniti. If you missed it, make sure to check that out because there's other insights in that video that I don't talk about here. But in 2021, it was a pretty big year for Infiniti. They brought out the new QX60. They couldn't make it in volume, and nothing new happened in 2022. They also brought out the brand new model, the QX55, which is just a remolding of the QX50. So nothing too new there either. We're hearing that the Q60 rear-wheel drive coupe, also have all-wheel drive, is meeting its end in 2023. I'm expecting the Q50 sedan to meet its end, or at least in the form that we have it, to meet its end in 2024. We're supposed to get a redesign on the QX80. The big question here is what kind of powertrain are they going to put into it? Because in 2024, I don't think V8s are going to be viable anymore due to emissions regulation. So the 5.6 liter, unfortunately, probably get canceled in the QX80. And I don't know what engine they'll be able to put. Maybe they put the 400 horsepower twin turbo V6 in there, but you're going to lose out on torque. And in 2025, we should get a refresh on the QX60, get a brand new QX50 redesign, and we will get our first ever fully electric Infiniti in 2025. Will it be too late to have your first electric vehicle in 2025 when your sales are already just completely bottomed out here in 2022? It might be. Time will tell. And in 2026, we're supposed to get an electric crossover, maybe something like a fully electric QX50. And then that's when that CX or the QX65 should come out as well. And we need an entry-level QX40 to come out as well. But who knows when or if that vehicle will ever come for Infiniti. Out of the luxury brands for Asia, this is the hardest one to predict what's going to happen. There's not a whole lot of upside in the near future for them, and their current products are old as heck, and they can't live on just the QX60 when there's plenty of competition now for the QX60, especially with the Lexus TX coming later this year. Do you think Infiniti only has up to go from here? I wish them the best these next couple of years, even though supply might be getting a little bit better. Is not looking that exciting without new product. They don't have a competitive entry-level vehicle. They don't know when they're going to get one. They still use CVT transmissions in the QX55 and QX50. The Q50 and Q60 are getting really long in the tooth at this point, and the bad boy, the QX80, is getting a redesign, but not maybe until 2024. The first EV doesn't come online until 2025. And at that point, is it too little, too late for Nissan's luxury division? I'll see you guys down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.